Hello, everyone. My name is Emily, and welcome to English Club. I am so happy you are here today. We make videos to help you learn English. Today, we have a very exciting topic about holidays and travel. But first, let me say hello to my friend Paul. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Emily. Hello, everyone. I am Paul. It is so nice to be here with you today. How are you doing, Emily?
I am doing very well. Thank you so much for asking, Paul. I am really excited today because I have been thinking a lot about holidays lately. How about you? How are you today?
Oh, I am doing great, Emily. Thank you for asking. Yes, I have also been thinking about holidays. I think everyone loves talking about holidays and vacation plans. It is such a fun topic.
That is so true, Paul. Holidays are something we all look forward to, right? So, did you have a good weekend?
Yes, I had a really nice weekend, Emily. On Saturday, I went shopping and bought some new clothes. And on Sunday, I just relaxed at home. I watched some movies and read a book. It was very peaceful. How was your weekend, Emily?
Oh, that sounds like a lovely weekend, Paul. My weekend was also good. On Saturday, I met some friends for lunch. We went to a nice restaurant and talked for hours. And on Sunday, I cleaned my house and did some gardening. It was a productive weekend.
That sounds nice, Emily. Meeting friends is always enjoyable, and it is good to have a productive day at home too. So, did you do anything special this week?
Well, this week was quite busy, Paul. I had a lot of work to do. But yesterday evening, I started looking at some travel websites. I want to plan a holiday for next month, so I was checking different destinations and hotels.
Oh, how exciting, Emily. Planning a holiday is so much fun. I also enjoy looking at travel websites and dreaming about different places to visit. Did you find any interesting places?
Yes, I found several interesting places, Paul. I am still deciding where to go. But looking at all the beautiful photos made me very excited about traveling. I cannot wait to go on holiday.
I understand that feeling, Emily. Looking at travel photos always makes me want to pack my bags and leave immediately. Well, I think this is a perfect introduction to our topic today.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. Okay, so everyone, before we start today's topic, please like and subscribe to our channel for more English learning videos. We really appreciate your support. It helps us create more content for you.
Yes, please do subscribe. We make new videos every week to help you improve your English. And if you like our videos, please click the like button. Every like helps us a lot.
Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, Paul. So today we are going to talk about how to talk about simple plans for holidays. This is a very useful topic because holidays are something we all talk about with friends, family, and colleagues.
Yes, Emily, this is a really practical topic. Whether you are planning a short weekend trip or a long vacation, you need to know how to talk about your holiday plans in English. This will help you in many real-life situations.
Exactly, Paul. So, when we talk about holiday plans, we talk about where we want to go, when we want to travel, what we want to do, and who we want to go with. These are the basic things we discuss when planning a holiday.
Yes, that is right, Emily. Holiday planning involves many decisions. We need to think about the destination, the dates, the activities, the accommodation, and the transportation. There are many things to consider.
Absolutely, Paul. So let me start by asking you a question. Do you have any holiday plans coming up? Are you planning to go anywhere soon?
Well, Emily, I do have some plans. I am thinking about taking a short holiday next month. I want to go somewhere relaxing and quiet. Maybe to the mountains or to a small town by the sea. I have not decided yet, but I definitely want to go somewhere peaceful.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, Paul. A peaceful holiday in the mountains or by the sea sounds perfect for relaxation. So, how long are you planning to go for? How many days?
I am planning to go for about 4 or 5 days, Emily. I have a long weekend coming up next month, so I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off from work. That gives me 4 days to travel and relax.
Oh, a long weekend is perfect for a short holiday, Paul. 4 days is enough time to really relax and enjoy yourself. And it is not too long, so you do not have to take many days off from work. So, will you travel alone or with someone?
I am thinking about going with my brother, Emily. He also wants to have a quiet holiday. We both work a lot, so we need a break from the city and the busy life. We want to spend some time in nature and just relax.
That is a great idea, Paul. Traveling with family is always nice. You can share the experience and create good memories together. So, have you started looking at hotels or places to stay?
Yes, I have started looking a little bit, Emily. I have been checking some websites for hotels and guest houses. I am looking for something simple and comfortable. I don't need anything fancy or expensive, just a clean room with a comfortable bed and maybe a nice view.
That sounds perfect, Paul. Sometimes simple is best. When you are on a relaxing holiday, you don't need luxury hotels. You just need a comfortable place to sleep and a beautiful environment to enjoy. Have you found any good options?
I have found a few good options, Emily. There is a small guest house in the mountains that looks very nice. It's family run, and the reviews say the owners are very friendly and helpful. The price is reasonable too. I think I might book that one.
Oh, that sounds lovely, Paul. Family-run guest houses are often the best. The owners usually take good care of their guests and give personal attention. And the price being reasonable is important too. Holidays can be expensive, so it's good to find affordable options.
Yes, exactly, Emily. I want to enjoy my holiday without spending too much money. I prefer to save money on accommodation so I can spend it on good food and activities. Speaking of which, what activities are you planning to do, Emily? You mentioned you are also planning a holiday.
Yes, I am, Paul. I am planning to visit the coast next month. I want to go to a seaside town and spend a few days near the beach. I love the ocean and I find the sound of the waves very relaxing.
Oh, the seaside sounds wonderful, Emily. I love the beach too. How long are you planning to stay there?
I am planning to stay for about a week, Emily, maybe 6 or 7 days. I have some vacation days from work that I need to use, so this is a perfect time to take them. I have not had a proper holiday in a long time, so I'm really looking forward to it.
A week at the seaside sounds perfect, Emily. You will have plenty of time to relax and enjoy the beach. Are you going alone or with someone?
I am planning to go with my best friend, Paul. We have been talking about taking a trip together for a long time, and we finally decided to do it.
That is wonderful, Emily. Going on holiday with your best friend is always fun. You can share the experience and have great conversations. So, what activities are you planning to do at the seaside?
Well, Paul, we want to do several things. First, of course, we want to spend time on the beach. We will swim in the ocean, sunbathe, and maybe read some books while lying on the sand. That is the main reason we are going there.
That sounds so relaxing, Emily. Beach days are the best. Just lying in the sun and listening to the waves. What else are you planning to do?
We also want to try some water sports, Paul. Maybe kayaking or paddleboarding. Neither of us has tried paddleboarding before, so we think it will be fun to learn. There are places on the beach that rent equipment and give lessons for beginners.
Oh, that sounds exciting, Emily. Trying new activities on holiday is always fun. Even if you are not very good at it, it is still an enjoyable experience. What else?
We also want to explore the town, Paul. We will walk around the streets, visit the local shops, and try the local restaurants. I love trying local food when I travel. Every place has its own special dishes and flavors.
Yes, Emily, I completely agree. Trying local food is one of the best parts of traveling. You can learn so much about a culture through its food. Have you researched any restaurants in that town?
Yes, I have looked at some recommendations online, Paul. There are several seafood restaurants that have very good reviews. Since it is a coastal town, the seafood should be fresh and delicious. I am especially excited to try the grilled fish and the seafood pasta.
Oh, that sounds delicious, Emily. Fresh seafood is amazing. I am sure you will have wonderful meals there. So, have you booked your accommodation yet?
Yes, I have already booked a small apartment near the beach, Paul. It has a kitchen, so we can also cook some meals ourselves if we want to. It's nice to have that option. Sometimes you don't want to eat out for every meal.
That is a smart choice, Emily. Having a kitchen gives you flexibility. You can have breakfast at home, go out for lunch, and maybe cook a simple dinner. It also helps you save money.
Exactly, Paul. And we can buy fresh fruits and vegetables from the local market. I love visiting local markets when I travel. You can see all the local produce and interact with the local people.
Yes, Emily, local markets are wonderful. They give you a real taste of local life. You are planning a really nice holiday. I'm sure you will have a great time.
Thank you, Paul. I think so too. I am counting down the days until we leave. So, let me ask you another question. When you plan a holiday, what is the most important thing for you? What do you consider first?
That is a good question, Emily. Let me think. I think the most important thing for me is the atmosphere and the feeling of the place. I want to go somewhere that makes me feel peaceful and happy. The specific activities are less important than the overall atmosphere.
That is interesting, Paul. So you focus on the feeling rather than specific activities.
Yes, exactly, Emily. For example, I don't need to have a long list of tourist attractions to visit. I am happy just being in a beautiful place, walking around and enjoying the environment. I like simple pleasures.
I understand, Paul. That is a very mindful approach to travel. You want to be present and enjoy the moment rather than rushing from one attraction to another. I think that's a healthy way to travel.
Yes, Emily. Many people try to see too many things in a short time. They make very busy schedules and do not have time to relax. But for me, holidays are about relaxation and rejuvenation. I want to come back feeling refreshed, not exhausted.
That is so true, Paul. I agree with you completely. Holidays should make you feel better, not more tired. What about you, Emily? What is most important for you when planning a holiday?
For me, Paul, I think the most important thing is good company. I can go to the most beautiful place in the world, but if I am with people I do not enjoy, the holiday will not be good. On the other hand, I can go to a simple place, but if I am with good friends or family, I will have a wonderful time.
That is a beautiful answer, Emily. You are absolutely right. The people you travel with can make or break a holiday. Good company makes everything better.
Yes, Paul. That is why I am so excited about going with my best friend. We have similar interests and we get along very well. We can talk for hours, but we are also comfortable being quiet together. That is important when you spend several days with someone.
Yes, Emily, that is very important. You need to be compatible with your travel companion. You need to agree on things like wake-up time, meal times, budget, and activities. Otherwise, there can be conflicts.
Exactly, Paul. My friend and I have already discussed all these things. We know we both like to wake up early and make the most of the day. We both like good food but do not need expensive restaurants. And we both enjoy a mix of relaxation and light activities. So I think we will have a very smooth and enjoyable trip.
That is perfect, Emily. It sounds like you have planned everything very well. Now, let me teach everyone some useful vocabulary for talking about holiday plans. This will help our listeners discuss their own travel plans in English. Are you ready, everyone?
Yes, this is the important part, Paul. Let us share all the useful words and phrases that people need to know when talking about holidays.
Okay, Emily, let us start with some basic nouns related to holidays. First, we have the word holiday itself. In British English, people say holiday. In American English, people often say vacation. They mean the same thing, a period of time when you do not work and you travel or relax.
Yes, Paul, both words are correct. Holiday and vacation. For example, I am going on holiday next month. Or, I am taking a vacation next week. These sentences mean the same thing.
Exactly, Emily. Another important word is trip. A trip is a journey to a place and back again. For example, I am planning a trip to the mountains. Or, we are taking a trip to the coast. Trip usually refers to the whole journey, including the travel and the stay.
Good explanation, Paul. We also have the word journey. Journey refers more to the travel itself, the process of getting from one place to another. For example, the journey to the beach takes 3 hours by car. Journey emphasizes the travel time and experience.
Yes, Emily. And we have destination. Destination is the place where you are going. For example, my destination is a small town in the mountains. Or, what is your destination? Where are you traveling to?
Perfect, Paul. Now let's talk about types of holidays. We have beach holiday or seaside holiday. This is when you go to the coast and spend time at the beach. For example, I am planning a beach holiday in July.
Yes, Emily. We also have mountain holiday or countryside holiday. This is when you go to the mountains or rural areas. For example, I prefer mountain holidays because I love hiking and fresh air. Good example, Paul. We also have city break, Paul. A city break is a short holiday in a city, usually for a few days. For example, we are taking a city break to Paris next weekend. City breaks are popular for weekend trips.
Excellent, Emily. And we have road trip. A road trip is a long journey by car, usually with several stops at different places. For example, we are planning a road trip along the coast, stopping at different towns.
Great, Paul. Now let us talk about accommodation. Accommodation means the place where you stay during your holiday. We have several types. First, there is hotel. A hotel is a building with many rooms where you can pay to stay. For example, we booked a hotel near the beach.
Yes, Emily. We also have hostel. A hostel is cheaper than a hotel, and you often share a room with other people. Hostels are popular with young travelers and backpackers. For example, when I was a student, I always stayed in hostels to save money.
Good example, Paul. We also have guest house or bed and breakfast. These are smaller than hotels, usually family-run, and they offer a more personal experience. For example, we are staying at a charming guest house in the countryside.
Lovely, Emily. And we have apartment or flat. You can rent an apartment for your holiday. It usually has a kitchen and living room, so it feels like a home. For example, we rented an apartment with a sea view.
Perfect, Paul. We also have villa. A villa is a large, often luxurious house, usually in a holiday destination. For example, we rented a villa with a swimming pool for our family holiday.
Great, Emily. And we have campsite or camping. This is when you stay in a tent in nature. For example, we love camping in the mountains. It is an adventurous way to spend a holiday.
Excellent, Paul. Now let us talk about transportation, how we get to our destination. We have several options. First, there is by plane or by air. For example, we are flying to Spain, or we are traveling by plane.
Yes, Emily. We also have by car or by road. For example, we are driving to the countryside, or we are going by car because we want flexibility.
Good, Paul. We have by train or by rail. For example, we are taking the train to the mountains. Train travel is comfortable and scenic.
Yes, Emily. And we have by bus or by coach. For example, we are going by bus because it is cheaper than the train. A coach is a comfortable bus for long distances.
Right, Paul. We also have by boat or by ship or by ferry. For example, we are taking a ferry to the island. Ferries are common for coastal and island destinations.
Excellent, Emily. Now let us talk about some verbs we use when discussing holiday plans. First, we have to plan. For example, I am planning a holiday to Italy. Planning means thinking about and organizing your trip.
Yes, Emily. We also have to book. Booking means to reserve or arrange something in advance. For example, I booked a hotel for next week. Or, have you booked your flight yet? You can book hotels, flights, restaurants, and activities.
Perfect, Paul. We have to pack. Packing means to put your clothes and things into a suitcase or bag before you travel. For example, I need to pack my suitcase tonight. Or I always pack too many clothes.
Good one, Emily. And we have to travel. Travel is the general verb for going from one place to another. For example, I love to travel to new places. Or, we are traveling to France next month.
Yes, Paul. We also have to visit. Visit means to go to a place or to see someone. For example, we are visiting Rome on our holiday. Or, I want to visit the museums and historical sites. Excellent, Emily. We have to stay. Stay means to live somewhere temporarily. For example, we are staying at a hotel near the beach. Or, how long are you staying in London?
Good, Paul. We also have to explore. Explore means to travel around a place to learn about it. For example, we want to explore the old town and discover hidden cafes.
Great, Emily. And we have to relax. Relax means to rest and enjoy yourself without stress. For example, I just want to relax on the beach and do nothing. Relaxing is one of the main purposes of a holiday.
Absolutely, Paul. Now let us talk about some useful phrases for discussing holiday plans. When we want to talk about our plans, we can say, I am planning to, or I am thinking about, or I am going to. For example, I am planning to visit Spain, or I am thinking about going to the mountains, or I am going to take a week off work.
Yes, Emily, those are very useful phrases. We can also say, I would like to, or I want to, or I hope to. For example, I would like to visit Japan someday, or I want to go skiing this winter, or I hope to travel more next year.
Perfect, Paul. When we talk about when we are going, we use time expressions. For example, next week, next month, next summer, in July, in December, this weekend, over the holidays, during my vacation, and so on.
Yes, Emily. For example, I am going to Paris next month, or we are planning a trip in summer, or I will travel during my Christmas vacation. These time expressions help us be specific about our plans.
Exactly, Paul. Now, when we want to ask someone about their holiday plans, we can ask several questions. We can say, do you have any holiday plans? Or, are you going anywhere for your holiday? Or, where are you planning to go?
Yes, Emily, those are the most common questions. We can also ask, when are you going? Or, how long are you going for? Or, who are you going with? Or, how are you getting there? These questions help us learn more details about someone's plans.
Perfect, Paul. And when someone asks us these questions, we should give detailed answers, not just short yes or no answers. For example, if someone asks, are you going anywhere for your holiday? We can say, yes, I am going to the coast for a week. I am going with my family, and we are staying in a small apartment near the beach.
Excellent example, Emily. Giving details makes the conversation more interesting and helps the other person understand your plans better. We can also share why we chose that destination. For example, I chose the mountains because I love hiking and I want some peace and quiet.
Yes, Paul. Sharing reasons makes the conversation more personal and meaningful. Now, let us talk about some adjectives we can use to describe holidays and destinations. We can say a relaxing holiday, an exciting holiday, an adventurous holiday, a peaceful holiday, or a romantic holiday.
Yes, Emily. For example, I want a relaxing holiday because I have been very stressed at work. Or, they are planning an adventurous holiday with lots of hiking and camping. The adjective describes the type or feeling of the holiday.
Exactly, Paul. We can also describe destinations. We can say a beautiful place, a quiet town, a busy city, a popular tourist destination, a historic city, a tropical island, a remote village, and so on.
Good examples, Emily. For instance, we are going to a quiet town in the countryside. Or, Paris is a popular tourist destination with many famous landmarks.
These adjectives help paint a picture of the place. Yes, Paul. Now let us talk about activities we can do on holiday. We have many options. Beach activities include swimming, sunbathing, surfing, snorkeling, diving, building sandcastles, and beach volleyball.
Yes, Emily. Mountain activities include hiking, trekking, climbing, skiing, snowboarding, mountain biking, and camping. For example, we love hiking in the mountains and enjoying the fresh air and beautiful views.
Perfect, Paul. City activities include sightseeing, visiting museums, shopping, trying local restaurants, going to theaters, taking city tours, and visiting historical sites. For example, in London, we want to visit the British Museum and see a theater show.
Excellent, Emily. We also have general activities like taking photos, trying local food, meeting local people, learning about the culture, buying souvenirs, and just walking around and exploring.
Yes, Paul. Now let us talk about some practical vocabulary. When planning a holiday, we need to think about budget. Budget is the amount of money you plan to spend. For example, we have a limited budget, so we are looking for affordable accommodation.
Good point, Emily. We also need to think about weather. We should check what the weather will be like at our destination. For example, the weather in Spain in July is hot and sunny, perfect for a beach holiday.
Yes, Paul. We also need to consider documents. For international travel, you need a passport. For some countries, you also need a visa. For example, do not forget to bring your passport and check if you need a visa for that country.
Important reminder, Emily. We should also think about luggage. Luggage is your bags and suitcases. We have hand luggage or carry-on, which you take on the plane with you, and checked luggage, which goes in the cargo hold.
Yes, Paul. For example, I always pack light and only take hand luggage to avoid waiting at baggage claim. Or, we had 2 large suitcases as checked luggage.
Good examples, Emily. Now, let us talk about some useful phrases for making suggestions and decisions about holidays. When planning with friends or family, we often need to discuss options. We can say, how about, or what about, or why don't we?
Yes, Paul. For example, how about going to Greece? Or, what about trying a different destination this year? Or, why don't we go somewhere warm in the winter? These phrases help us make suggestions politely.
Exactly, Emily. We can also say, I suggest, or I recommend, or we could. For example, I suggest we book early to get better prices. Or, I recommend that hotel, it has excellent reviews. Or, we could rent a car and drive around the region.
Perfect, Paul. And when we agree with a suggestion, we can say, that sounds good, or that is a great idea, or I like that suggestion, or let us do that.
Yes, Emily. And if we disagree or want to suggest something different, we can say politely, I'm not sure about that, or maybe we could consider, or what if we instead? For example, I'm not sure about that hotel. Maybe we could consider one closer to the beach.
Good examples, Paul. Polite disagreement is important when planning together. Now, let me share some expressions about excitement and anticipation. When we are excited about a holiday, we can say, I cannot wait, or I am so excited, or I am really looking forward to it, or I am counting down the days.
Yes, Emily. For example, I cannot wait for our beach holiday. Or, I am so excited about going to Italy. Or, I am really looking forward to trying all the local food. These expressions show enthusiasm and positive feelings.
Exactly, Paul. We can also talk about previous holidays to compare or remember. We can say, last year we went to, or the last time I traveled, or I have never been to, but I have always wanted to go.
Good point, Emily. For example, last year we went to the mountains and it was amazing. Or, I have never been to Asia, but I have always wanted to go. Sharing past experiences helps in conversations.
Yes, Paul. Now let us talk about some potential problems and how to discuss them. Sometimes things do not go as planned on holidays. We can talk about delays, cancellations, bad weather, losing luggage, getting sick, and so on.
Yes, Emily. For example, our flight was delayed by 3 hours. Or, the hotel canceled our booking, so we had to find another place. Or, unfortunately, the weather was terrible during our trip. These things happen, and we need vocabulary to describe them.
Absolutely, Paul. We can also talk about disappointment. We can say, it was not what I expected, or I was disappointed with, or it could have been better. For example, the beach was nice, but the hotel was not what I expected. It was quite old and not very clean.
Yes, Emily. But hopefully, most holidays are positive experiences. We can express satisfaction by saying, it was amazing, or we had a wonderful time, or it exceeded my expectations, or I would definitely go back.
Perfect, Paul. For example, the trip was amazing. The scenery was beautiful and the people were so friendly. Or, we had a wonderful time in Portugal. I would definitely go back.
Excellent, Emily. Now, I think we should talk about some cultural differences in holiday planning. Different cultures have different approaches to holidays and travel. Some people like to plan everything in detail, while others prefer to be spontaneous and decide things as they go.
Yes, that is true, Paul. Some people book everything months in advance, including flights, hotels, restaurants, and activities. They have a detailed itinerary for each day. Other people just book the flight and hotel and then decide what to do when they arrive.
Exactly, Emily. Both approaches have advantages. Detailed planning means you don't miss important attractions and you can get better prices by booking early. Spontaneous travel means you have flexibility and can change your plans based on weather, mood, or recommendations from local people.
Yes, Paul. Personally, I like a balance. I book the main things like flights and accommodation in advance, but I leave the daily activities flexible. I like to have some structure, but also some freedom to be spontaneous.
That sounds like a good balance, Emily. I am similar. I like to know where I'm staying and how I'm getting there, but I don't want a strict schedule for every hour of every day. Holidays should be relaxing, not stressful.
I completely agree, Paul. Now, let me share one more useful topic: how to talk about recommendations. When we find a great place or experience, we want to recommend it to others. We can say, you should go to, or I highly recommend, or you must try, or it is definitely worth visiting.
Yes, Emily. For example, you should go to that little restaurant near the harbor. The seafood is incredible. Or, I highly recommend visiting the old town. It is beautiful and full of history. Or, you must try the local wine. It is delicious.
Perfect examples, Paul. And when someone gives us a recommendation, we can respond by saying, thanks for the tip, or that sounds great, I will check it out, or I will definitely try that, or I will add it to my list.
Yes, Emily. For example, thanks for the tip. I will definitely visit that restaurant. Or, that sounds great. I will add it to my itinerary. These responses show appreciation for the recommendation.
Excellent, Paul. Now I think we have covered a lot of useful vocabulary and phrases today. Let me summarize the main points. We have learned nouns like holiday, vacation, trip, journey, and destination. We learned types of holiday like beach holiday, mountain holiday, and city break.
Yes, Emily. We also learned about accommodation types like hotel, hostel, guest house, apartment, and villa. We discussed transportation options like by plane, by car, by train, and by boat. And we learned important verbs like plan, book, pack, travel, visit, stay, explore, and relax.
Exactly, Paul. We shared useful phrases for talking about plans, asking questions, making suggestions, and expressing excitement. We discussed activities we can do on different types of holidays. And we talked about practical considerations like budget, weather, documents, and luggage.
That is right, Emily. We also discussed how to describe holidays and destinations with adjectives, how to talk about problems or disappointments, and how to give and receive recommendations. This vocabulary should help everyone feel confident talking about their holiday plans in English.
Yes, Paul. The most important thing is to practice using this vocabulary in real conversations. Talk with your friends about your holiday plans. Ask your colleagues about their vacations. Share your travel experiences. The more you practice, the more natural it will become.
Absolutely, Emily. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language. The important thing is to communicate and express yourself. People will understand you and you will improve with practice.
Very well said, Paul. Now I want to encourage everyone listening to start thinking about their own holiday plans. Even if you can't travel right now, it's nice to dream and plan for the future. Looking forward to a holiday gives us something positive to think about.
Yes, Emily. And planning a holiday, even a small one, is important for our well-being. We all need breaks from work and routine. We need time to relax, recharge, and experience new things. Holidays help us come back to our daily lives with fresh energy and new perspectives.
That is so true, Paul. Holidays are not a luxury. They are a necessity for our mental and physical health. Even a short weekend trip can make a big difference in how we feel.
Exactly, Emily. So everyone, start planning your next holiday, even if it's just a simple weekend getaway. You deserve it. Well, I think we have had a wonderful conversation today. We have talked a lot about holiday planning and shared so much useful vocabulary. I hope everyone has learned something valuable today.
Yes, Paul, this has been a great conversation. I really enjoyed talking about holiday plans with you and sharing all this useful vocabulary. I hope everyone listening feels more confident about talking about their holidays in English now.
Me too, Emily. Thank you so much for this interesting discussion. It was a lot of fun and it made me even more excited about my upcoming trip.
Thank you too, Paul. I am also very excited about my beach holiday now. Okay, everyone. Before we finish today, I want to ask you a question. We would love to hear from you, so please leave a comment and tell us. Where do you want to go on your next holiday? What is your dream destination? We are very curious to know.
Yes, please share with us in the comments. Tell us where you plan to go or where you dream of going. It can be anywhere in the world. We love reading your comments and learning about your plans and dreams.
That is right, Paul. So please take a moment to write a comment. It can be simple. Just tell us one place you want to visit. We would really appreciate it. And your comments help other learners practice reading English too.
And remember, everyone, please like and subscribe to English Club for more English learning videos. We make new videos every week to help you improve your English. Your support helps us continue making content for you.
Yes, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow and motivate us to create more videos. Thank you so much for listening today. We appreciate every single one of you.
Thank you for spending your time with us today. We hope you enjoyed this conversation and learned useful vocabulary for talking about holidays. Keep practicing your English every day. You are doing amazing.
Yes, keep practicing and never give up. Learning a language takes time, but every day you are getting better. We believe in you and we are here to help you. Thank you for listening, everyone. Have a wonderful day and happy holiday planning.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care, safe travels, and see you in the next video.
Goodbye. And remember, please like and subscribe to English Club for more English learning videos. Thank you for listening.